a long history inside the ropes with the U.S. team, various U.S. teams. What are your initial thoughts on Keegan Bradley being named captain?
I'm thrilled with it. I've known Keegan a long time. I know his passion for this event. It is contagious. I have the same kind of passion. So it's great to be working with someone who is as passionate about the Ryder Cup as I am, as a lot of people are. I think Keegan's going to be amazing at the job. He is, like I said, I've known Keegan a long time. Until the last few days, I didn't know what a great leader he was. He's taken the reins right away, and he's running with them.
This unique role as team manager, how do you think you're going to help Keegan navigate his captaincy?
It's a great question, Whit, and I think we're still kind of figuring out as we go. Coming from the caddy world, I always felt like a caddy's was supposed to give his players options. Here's what we can do. Here's all the possibilities, and letting the player make the final decision. I think it's going to be similar here, where if we come to questions about whether it's captain's picks or vice captains or scheduling, I think I'll be able to come up with quite a few options for him, let him make the ultimate decision, and kind of move the process by a little quicker. Maybe take some things off his plate that don't need to be on his plate until the last decision needs to be made.
Rickie Fowler was asked for his reaction, and when he answered, he mentioned the impact that your role will have on Keegan and his strategy. I want you to listen to this.
I think with the addition of a manager with John Wood being in that role right now, it takes a lot of the day-to-day and potential time that a captain needs to put into the lead up to the Ryder Cup. So after kind of looking at everything and knowing about it, I think it could be a great change. Can't expect to do the same things and hope for better outcomes. So I know it's got to be a really cool opportunity for Keegan, and he's someone that we obviously know how much the Ryder Cup means to him. And he could play his way on and be a playing captain. And I think it also opens up that opportunity more so with guys being a lot more current. Not that there's been anything wrong with the past, but we haven't had a whole lot of success.
Certainly sounds like Rickie has a pretty good handle on things. What's your reaction to his comments?
Yeah, I agree with everything he said. I think Rickie is a great observer. He sees everything that's going on. He sees the big picture and things. So I think he's dead on, and this position may free up some time for the captain. And like I said, kind of figure out things before they happen. I think my job is not just going to be a problem solver, but a problem finder, looking at schedules, looking at different possibilities and saying, guys, this is going to be a problem down the road. Let's fix it before it even gets to Keegan's desk.
Fowler said something interesting. He said not that it's necessarily been done wrong in the past, but what can Keegan bring to the team and the team room that maybe we have not seen in past Ryder Cups?
I think Keegan is, like I said, it's amazed me the last couple of days what a strong leader he is. I think it's going to be a very controversy-free Ryder Cup for the U.S. team. I think he's going to, put that out there right away to all the players that, not that it's my way or the highway or anything like that, but he's going to decide what's best for the team, all 12 players. And the players are going to just accept that, I think, out of him, the way he structures it. I just think he's made for this position. And he took the reins so quickly with confidence and being very bold, and no equivocation, no doubt about what he's doing. So I think it's an inspired choice by the PGA.